Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to look at this Saturn going direct in Pisces at 25 degrees and 9 minutes at 10:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 27th, 2025. Finally, lessons in Pisces are coming to an end. These lessons may have been a little tougher to some. If you're not familiar with the water energy, many of us had to surrender, let go and go with faith in many situations, especially where Saturn was transiting in your chart. The time of feeling like we were drowning or the victim with our circumstances is lifting, and we are coming out of this retrograde with enlightenment that we can get through anything. Let me tell you. Right? Oh goodness. I'm a Pisces sun, so I felt it. As Saturn makes its way back up to Aries and will enter Aries at 0 degrees on February 13th, 2026, tensions are leaving slowly but surely. And if you still have lingering opposing energy, you will have the opportunity to correct this course until February 2026. Some may see the repeat of energy that came from April and May of 2025 when Saturn was in the last degrees of Pisces, but you will know how to handle it because that is how Saturn teaches its lesson. All right, so I'm going to go over all the signs. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a full picture of how this is happening in your world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Aries. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Aries, sun, moon, or rising. We're going to talk about Saturn in your 12th house. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the 12th house is spirituality and soul work, enlightenment. It's healing and restoration of any type of past conditioning. Past lives, mediumship, karma healing is here. Grief and loss is also in the 12th house. Letting go and going with faith, endings and transformation, psychic and intuitive abilities. We have hidden enemies, habits, and higher states of consciousness in the 12th. And this is where things are hidden in private. Okay, so with Saturn here, Saturn is trying to give you solutions for any type of suffering, victimization, or any type of transformation that you may be going through in that 12th house. Okay, it will desensitize you if it's needed for emotions to just either fall away or be tabled, right? Be pushed to the side. Fathers, bosses, authority figures represent Saturn, leadership, strong power and endurance, authority figures, and giving you authority represents Saturn. So the 12th house will be liberated when Saturn stations direct on November 27th. All right, so let's take a look at some of the houses and planets that Saturn is going to talk to, right? Okay. The Pisces house, of course, is activated, but also Saturn rules over Capricorn. So we're talking about the 10th here. The 10th house is your professional life, your legacy. It can also represent fathers of any type. Doesn't have to be your father. It could be a father figure. Authority figures, bosses is the 10th house. The 10th house is also your career, professional life, the role that you play, the status that you hold. This could represent CEO or laborer, single or married, being a parent. Power is also the 10th. This could represent a transformation of an ending that happens in regards to a job situation. It could just be a transformation in general of you being the laborer and you're marked up, upgraded to something else within your job situation. If you don't have a job, this could be a transformation of you getting a job. Okay. This could also be a transformation on how you structure your legacy. It could be that there are more things that are involved with that legacy, and therefore Saturn steps in and is like, we have to structure one step at a time, or we need to build a legacy now so that you have something to leave behind, right? This could be your power, transformation of your power in regards to whatever title that you hold in your life. I do want to look at Aquarius. Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn in traditional astrology, and that is the 11th house. The 11th house brings in your hopes, dreams, and wishes, your rewards and gains, networks, clubs, groups, and affiliations, community, friendships of long distance, older siblings, socializing in a big way. That would be more than 3 people. Technology is activated with Aquarius. And Aquarius right now has Pluto in it at 1 degree, okay? And Pluto will be activated during Saturn going direct. Pluto will also sextile Saturn, right? So is bringing in harmony, is bringing in motivation for that transformation in regards to your strategy, in regards to planning, in regards to putting you or placing you as that leader position to make the change. And this is where you're supposed to make the change within those clubs, groups, and affiliations. This is where you're supposed to show your power within your community, within situations of get-togethers or situations of events that happen, maybe even for work, events for work. This could be situated with the internet, that you're supposed to show your power to others, your leadership to others within an internet-based situation. This could also be rewards and gains coming out in regards to you being rewarded by Saturn with the right soul tribe, with the right groups and clubs and affiliations, with the right people to get you connected for what's next within your life, right? So transformations are abound with Pluto. Also, Pluto activates Scorpio, that 8th house, of other people's resources, of loans, of payouts from investments. This could also be taking your power back by changing relationships, could be divorces, could be soulmates merging together. This could also be the 8th house represents hidden knowledge and taboo topics that you are meant to transform yourself by awakening your chakras, by awakening yourself with spirituality and taking leadership back over your life. This could also be a situation of inheritance that comes to you with Pluto. Pluto is death and rebirth, right? And so is Scorpio, and so is the 8th house. So death and rebirth could be a bound of you becoming a parent by a birth of a child, or this could be a rebirth of something that you had in your life that was culminating money, but it wasn't giving enough during this time, it could be that those rewards and gains come to you. Does that make any sense? That you had a stock of some sort, or you had some type of investment, and it could pay out during this time with rewards and gains connected with the Saturn. This could also be a situation of loans getting paid off, debt getting paid off. This could be resources that happen to come to you to help you place more strategy in regards to your legacy, or resources coming to you from other people that are in regards of getting a job, right? This could also be changes that are abound with other people that help you get an inheritance. Inheritance is activated with the 8th house. Death is activated with the 8th house and Scorpio. And this could be that you are inheriting something in regards to a father figure in your life, someone of authority or mentor. Okay. This could also be a situation with Saturn trying to build structure of you investing in the right people, of you investing in the right things. It doesn't have to be people, it can be things, but it can also be any type of resources that other people have. Okay. I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you here. There could be a tax rebate of some sort. The government could step in and help you out in some way, shape, or form. This could be grants, that you find some type of grant to use in regards to building that legacy. I want to look at Uranus. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. And retrograde is going within, going internal. Retrograde is you trying to figure out what you can do about the 2nd house so that you no longer suffer with Saturn being in Pisces in the 12th, right? So this is including your self-confidence, your self-worth, the values that you bring to the table, to the world, right? This is also considered money, homes, food, and Uranus is trying to make you think about the changes that can happen in regards to how can I have stability within the 2nd house. And it will happen with Pluto activated of that transformation and Saturn going direct. That Saturn is trying to teach you how to be stable, how to be comfortable, how to get what is necessary for being human, food, right? Or what is necessary for that stability, whether that is a home, whether that is money, okay? And Uranus is trying to show you how to figure that out for yourself. So with Uranus activated, so is that Aquarius house, and it's talking to each other with that transformation of Pluto, and it's telling you to partner up with other people, to look at your clubs, groups, and affiliations that you have, and realize who is there for you and who is not. What is a waste of time? This is also trying to show you that other people's resources can be accumulated by finding out truths that come out of clubs, groups, and affiliations, that come out of the community, that also maybe over the internet, of course, and socializing events, going to events and talking to people and figuring out how to make the money that is needed, or how to have that stability, talking to other people that are of a mentor or a person that you would look up to, of how do they do it? I need to figure out how they do it, right? This is Saturn being the ruler over Capricorn, of those authority figures and those mentors, of you figuring out by speaking to them, by uh, what is the word I'm trying to figure out here? Mercury is retrograde, by the way, so I'm trying to get my words together. Imitating those bosses or authority figures of how you want to live. Gaining that stability by imitation of another. Fake it till you make it is one thing, right? But actually doing the work and stepping in to make that strategy and plan is another. I use Tony Robbins for that, by the way. I also have looked into Mind Valley talks. They talk about on the spirituality side of how to get your soul and your mind and your heart with your emotions all together to make that motivation for yourself, right? But you're going to figure it out. 12th house is transformations, and with Saturn going direct, there will be transformations and endings of how you used to do things. You're no longer the victim. You're no longer suffering. Saturn is pushing itself toward that Aries house, right? Toward the first house for you to have a leadership and authority placed within your identity. So don't forget that Saturn doesn't stay there. It only stays there for like 3 years, right? So you're accumulating your confidence. You're accumulating that self-worth within so that you can show others that you can be that leader. All right, Aries, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Taurus. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at Saturn in the 11th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, Saturn in the 11th house in Pisces has really messed with your mind in regards to who is there for you, how other people see you. 11th house deals with your hopes, dreams, and wishes. It deals with rewards and gains. 11th house is also your networks, clubs, groups, and affiliations. The community you're in, the community you want to be in, right? It is your friendships of long distance or friendships that are like acquaintances, older siblings, socializing, and technology. And Saturn being here could have made you feel like the victim of other people, that you have to bow down to other people or just surrender, maybe even tolerate them, right? To a certain extent. Tolerate their boldness, their leadership, tolerate them and their authority of some way, shape, or form. Could be bosses, right? Could be fathers, could be father figures, could be situations of dealing with boss or father figures, their people, right? And feeling like you were just suffering in some way, shape, or form. It could have been a situation of grief or loss due to some type of father figure, and you had to deal with their people because of that grief or loss situation. With Saturn going direct, Saturn is finally lifting the chains from feeling like you are suffering in this house. Okay, those goals, those rewards and gains are going to come back to you. There will be some type of leadership coming out of you of how you've dealt with so much suffering in this house. You will be pushing that as a strategy to change things. It could be Piscean things. It could be situations of changing the grief, changing situations of dealing with the public, with spirituality. There are changes that are happening to you. Transformation and endings is Pisces. Okay. Maybe you have decided not to be affiliated with certain clubs, groups, and affiliations, or maybe you have decided that you're going to take back your power in regards to the community and where you reside in. With the 11th house activated, this activates also Aquarius. So we're going to look at Aquarius here. And Aquarius is in the 10th house. So there's a couple of things I want to tell you if you're not familiar with astrology. All right. Saturn rules over Capricorn in modern astrology. Traditionally, Saturn rules Aquarius. Okay. And with Aquarius in the 10th house, that is a Capricorn house. So you have a double whammy here. And you could have felt this deeper than some in regards to the power that you hold. Not only because it's in the 10th, but also because Pluto is here with its transformational power itself, right? And it will be here for the next 22 years, okay? So to be coming back and forth with, do you think you're powerful, right? Do you have to let go and surrender to other people's power? 10th house is other people. It's the way that people see you. It is your title that you hold, and that can be anything. That can be that you're a parent, a wife, a husband. It could be that you're an owner. It could be that you are an employee, a person of a laborer title or CEO title, right? Transformations are happening here, so be prepared. It's going to place you with the right people. I say that because Aquarius itself rules the 11th house in astrology. So it's going to place you with the right tribe. It's going to place you with the right internet connections. It's going to place you with the right goal. But the 10th house, I want to go over it so you know, is your legacy, is your professional life, is your work, your career, your reputation that other people see. Also, fathers of any type, can be grandfathers, can be any type of father that's in your life. This could be also authority figures and bosses. Your role that you have in your life, like I said earlier, the status of whether you're single or married, whether you're a mother or a father, whether you are a CEO or a laborer, the status you hold and the power that you hold, okay? And your power in your chart, if you are a Taurus rising or sun or moon, is placed into the public, is placed into Aquarius, okay, with the public, with other people, with groups, clubs, and affiliations, with you being your I'm trying to think of the word here. Mercury is retrograde. You having the weirdo, right? Aquarius is a little strange. So you and your specific ways of doing things is placed in the public. Okay. All right. So with Pluto activated here, Pluto is transforming this house. With Saturn being activated with Pluto, because it's sextiling Pluto in Aquarius, okay? This is harmony. This is bringing things back to structure for that transformation. This could look like there is a different way of you placing yourself upon the stage of the public. This could look like something happening as a transformation out of nowhere that pushes you forward as being your own leader, being the boss of something. Also, this could be that groups, clubs, and affiliations, they are asking you to be an admin, or you yourself are being the one that creates the page for everyone to come to. Okay? This could also be that you are inventing or being innovative with your career. Okay, that there are things that you are placing in structure with Saturn. You could be making out new rules, new ways of doing things within work. This could be for yourself if you are an entrepreneur, or this could be for the company that you work for, right? This could also be that you are structuring your plan of what you want to happen within your life due to some type of loss of an authority figure or father, okay? That you are wanting a goal placed into your life to have structure. This could also be if you don't have a job, that you get one during this time with the 10th house activated with Pluto. That is transforming that job situation. Now, it can go the other way of you losing a job to place you in the right one. So if you do lose a job at this time, it is to put you where you belong. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so we talked about Saturn and Pisces and the 10th house with Aquarius and Pluto. I want to look at Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus at this time, and it's retrograde. It's at 29 degrees, which is an anaretic degree, and that's your first house, okay? Your first house being activated in Taurus. Taurus is affiliated with stability. Taurus is also affiliated with your self-worth and self-confidence and what you bring to the table as value, right? Material things that you value is here with Taurus. Now, the first house in general talks about the identity you hold. It talks about the way that other people see you. It also talks about your physical appearance, your self-leadership, and your self-autonomy, and the style of you, the aesthetic that you have. Now, the first house being activated with Uranus. Uranus can be changes and chaos, but with it retrograde is happening internally, or is a repeat of situations that have happened in regards to that stability, in regards to that money. Taurus is money. Okay, in regards to you identifying with stability and money. These are happening internally of you thinking about these things. It could be of, how can I bring stability within my world by the changes that need to happen within the 10th house, right? And, you know, sometimes when you are heavy on the grind or trying to get the bag, right? Sometimes when you are focused so much in regards to material things, the outside world kind of disappears. And so does people. So does people that are, how can I explain this? They're codependent. They need you, right? But that is on them. They don't have accountability for their own actions, so they're trying to get you to make the action for them as a codependent person, right? So this could be that those groups and clubs are falling away. This could be that there's chaos coming out of situations of stability in regards to those groups, clubs, and affiliations, right? So creating chaos to make things fall away, for you to make a change, for you to push yourself to be the leader. It could be that chaos happens in regards to other people's situation, And it opens up the title. It opens up, situations of, say that you have a lot of, I think it's a lot of stars that you need, or being a fan of something on Facebook, right? That they see that you are consistently on there and speaking and talking to other people, and they go over your comments and things. Well, the person that was a joined admin with them or moderator has left, and they're asking you to be one because of your interaction with other people and the value that you hold as a person, right? And they like that. So therefore, that 10th house changes with that title, that status that's included with clubs, groups, and affiliations. The same thing can happen with work. And the same thing can happen with you yourself, of changes are happening with money, or changes had been chaotic with money, or changes have been chaotic with some affiliation that you had of making money. Therefore, you are made to change. You are made to create that structure and transform the way that you've been doing things within the public's eye. Being affiliated with groups, clubs, and affiliations. Being the person that was affiliated with maybe events that have happened, or events that are about to happen. Maybe you need to push out your company's structure into those events that happen within the community. So say that your community has a public event and you've never attended before. This would be the time to where you do so you can bring in that structure, so that you can bring in more money, so that you can bring in your value to the public's eye. Okay? Uranus has a way of being innovative and freeing you from things. And this could be a time to where you are allowing Uranus to work on yourself internally, of freeing you from situations of what you used to value, freeing you from situations of an identity that maybe was not a great reputation. Maybe people seen you as you weren't stable, or maybe people seen you as a person that was, I'm going to say it, so don't hold it against me, a gold digger or something like that, right? Maybe people seen you as a person that overate, because Taurus can be eating. Taurus can be food. Or maybe they seen you as a victim of yourself, right? Because with Taurus activated, that's your self-worth and confidence. And people could have seen you as a person that didn't have much of that within themselves. Well, this is a time to where they're going to see you differently, because with Pisces being activated with that Saturn, that has been showing you of how you've been victimizing yourself, that has been showing you probably habits that you need to get rid of so that you can gain the power back that you hold, or the self-confidence that you hold. They will see you differently as a leader, as a person in power, as a person that's affiliated with the right club, groups, and affiliations that show them their power, right? And if you're a person of faith, this could be something to where that is attractive to others and brings them to faith. Does that make any sense? Or spirituality, or anything that you believe in, right? Anything, because Pisces is I believe, right? So anything that you believe in, you can be attracting other people, showing them, and being the leader of that group, club, and affiliation. The same thing goes with taboo topics, or astrology and tarot. And you could have been working on yourself with, the dark night of the soul, or trying to figure out your purpose, or trying to figure out who can you calibrate with, right? They have calibrations on, YouTube now to where you can calibrate with other people. Or this could be who is the right teacher or who is the right person. And there's a change that's happening here to where you will find the right and necessary club, group, or affiliation that transforms that situation for you, if that's something that you've been looking into. But Saturn is rewarding you with confidence, rewarding you with the authority and leadership that is inside of you, rewarding you with the right leaders, rewarding you with the right structure and planning for those goals. Your future is in the 11th house, and it's going into Aries, right? It's starting its way to go into Aries of transformation and endings. The 12th house is transformation, endings, and spirituality and belief systems. And this is going to be a part of you because it's in Aries. So Aries is stationed as your identity, the way that other people see you, and they're going to see you a person that has transformed. Okay. All right, Taurus, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Gemini. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to look at Saturn going direct in your 10th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so I'm going to go over the 10th house so you know what it is. The 10th house is your legacy, your professional life, your work, your career, your reputation. Your father is here. Your father's health and wealth. It could be the person that's the parent that wears the pants, right? It could be the authority figure in your family. It could be the authority figure you look up to, a mentor, right? This could be, the 10th house represents your role in life, the status you hold, single to married, married to single. It can also be whatever title that you hold in your life, whether you are a person that works for another or you are a person that is the owner of your company, or this could be a situation of you becoming a mother or father, or this could be a situation of that status that, you know, is the title that everyone knows you as. Your reputation is here, right? The reputation that you hold is here from other people. The power also that you hold is here in the 10th house. With Saturn here, Saturn could have made you feel like you were suffering within those situations, that it could have made you feel belittled, or it could have made you feel like you were suffering within your work, or suffering within some type of job loss, or suffering within situations of having to consistently change jobs, because Pisces is transformation. This could also be that maybe you thought you could never become a parent, or maybe situations of your marriage changed, right? That the marriage ended in some way, shape, or form. Or having your children, right? It changed in some way, shape, or form. And so victimization and suffering happens with Pisces activated, okay? Well, that's changing. That's changing because you have went through hell and back. You have suffered enough, is what Saturn is telling you. You went through that victimization and you came out as a phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? And Saturn is rewarding you with transformations of the 10th house. And if you've been through it once before, it's going to happen once again, right? Of you are going to find solutions. You are going to find your power. You are going to be that leader within the 10th house. Okay. All right. So I want to look at a few things. I want to look at the Capricorn house, because Saturn is the ruler over Capricorn, and it's in your 8th. And that is a lot of things. So it's shared resources, 8th house. 8th house is also money that isn't necessarily yours, but coming from other people. Shared resources, right? Could be coming from the government, tax rebate, could be coming from investments. It could also be resources from some type of inheritance that happens. Okay, 8th house, I'm going to go over it so you know what it is. It's legal matters in crisis, divorces, soulmates merging together, other people's resources, can be healing of any type of fears or phobias. Gemini, let me repeat, right? could be healing of any type of fears or phobias, right? Okay, debts and taxes, government and grants is here. Banking loans, mortgage loans, hidden knowledge, taboo topics, inheritance, death and rebirth, transformations. Your psyche is also activated with the 8th. This is also, I lost my place. This is also investments and long-term finances. You'll have to excuse me because Mercury is retrograde and you are also ruled by Mercury, so you know what I mean, right? So I'm trying. Okay, so the 8th house activated with Capricorn is telling you that there is going to be some type of structure planning coming out of this house. There's going to be some type of leadership coming out, whether you decide to use the government in some way, shape, or form, get a grant in some way, shape, or form, get a mortgage or loan of some way, shape, or form, or there is some type of transformation that happens. An inheritance comes to you. Some type of death or rebirth happens. And when I say death or rebirth, it means more so of an ending of something that happens that creates this beautiful structure for you. A rebirth can be also that there is a return of you using something that you have used before of shared resources like the government or grants, or this could be a rebirth to where a birthing actually happens and you become a parent. Okay, so keep that in mind. It could be also mental, because your psyche is involved. And if this is the case, Saturn is trying to structure your psyche. And it could be with Pisces situations with your faith. It could be Pisces situations with surrender, right? Structuring your psyche to let things just kind of happen so that you can gain your power back, okay? This could also be structuring your psyche with grief or loss that has happened and is trying to remind you of your faith and how much you have transformed. Your power will be gained again with Saturn going direct, okay? I also want to look at, because we looked at Saturn and Capricorn, I want to look at Aquarius. So Aquarius is ruled by Saturn also in traditional astrology. Okay, so let's look at Aquarius here in the 9th house. And the 9th house deals with your belief system. The 9th house deals with your dialogue, the story that you hold. It also brings out opportunities and blessings that come to you out of nowhere. Like it's the divine that brings those opportunities and blessings, the ninth house. The ninth house can also be higher education. It can be long distance travel. It can also be your philosophy, right? Or philosophy in general. It can be the bigger picture. Grandchildren, grandparents, and in-laws are activated. Media, publishing, legal cases, teachers, preachers, and gurus is activated here. Okay. So with the ninth house activated with Saturn, again, is changing that belief system that you hold, the dialogue that you've been holding. Transformation is happening to bring that power back to you. This could also be a situation to where you find the right leader, Saturn. You find the right faith leader, Saturn, right? You find the right belief system, bringing your power back to you. This could also be that transformations happen. I say that because Pluto is activated here at 1 degree, okay? And it is sextiling Saturn. Pluto bringing transformations and rebirths, sometimes endings to things. And that story that you've been holding thus far in regards to Aquarius, in regards to the public, in regards to interactions with bigger clubs, groups, and affiliations, in regards to the internet, right? In regards to your community, all of that is changing. You're awakening to your leadership, to your power. You're awakening to who's really trying to take your power, right? Transformations of those groups, clubs, and affiliations, your goals, the rewards and gains that are meant for you from the divine is coming to you, okay? I want to stress that because ninth house being activated with Aquarius can be beautiful. It can be really beautiful. It can bring in opportunities that you didn't even know existed. And you could just find them over clubs, groups, and affiliations. You could just find them from the community, right? You can find them in other people's community. Aquarius is the public. I do apologize if you hear that hawk. Hawks are wisdom, by the way, right? Spirit animals. Anyways. But transformations are abound in the ninth house. And it could be that you suffered with your power to gain the power to be the teacher, preacher, or guru that others need, right? Or this could be that loss or grief situation that you went through to appreciate and see those people in your life, grandparents, grandchildren, in-laws, right? These are activated with the ninth house of you gaining these things, that you could become a grandparent, that you could become an in-law or get in-laws, right? But transformation is abound with Pluto activated with Saturn. It's going to show you that confidence. Also, grandchildren can have an impact on your life at this time to show you the power that you have, to show you the leadership that you have. And if that's something that has been happening within your psyche of, I don't feel needed anymore, or I feel like I'm worthless, right? Within doing things on my own, that grandchild could give you indications of what to do next. Okay, so opportunities coming from grandchildren. So, I mean, spend some time with your grandchildren. They'll tell you what you're good at. They'll tell you how you're powerful. They'll show you that you're needed. Okay? All right, so I do want to look at Uranus, because Uranus is also activated with Aquarius, because it's ruler over Aquarius in modern astrology, right? So Aquarius right now is in Taurus in that 12th house. And Aquarius, excuse me, I keep saying Aquarius. Remember Mercury retrograde. But Uranus is activated in Taurus and it's retrograde. And it's working on you internally. It can create chaos for you to move, right? It allows you to free yourself from things. It allows you to understand how chaotic it has been within. It can also recreate situations that have already happened. And because you have went through hell and back with Pisces being activated with Saturn retrograde, that you understand how to deal with it. 12th house is ruled by Pisces in astrology, dealing with spirituality, faith, dealing with loss and suffering and victimization, dealing with grief, dealing with situations of transformation and endings, right? And it deals with money because Taurus is activated. Taurus is money, your self-worth, the value you bring to the table. Could be love, right? Taurus can be love. Taurus can also be your self-worth and confidence, okay? All of these things are being activated again with Aquarius retrograde. And Aquarius, I keep saying it, with Uranus retrograde. And Uranus is trying to change you on the inside to understand who you are on the outside. And your psyche being activated with Capricorn in the 8th, that suffering that's happening with your power. This is changes that are coming to you for you to gain back that self-worth and confidence. This is changes that are coming back in to show you, hey, you have it no matter what is going on the outside, even if it's a crisis, okay? You have the ability to make the money that is needed. Money is going to come to you one way, shape, or form from other people, from working maybe, getting a job. Transformations are happening within this house, okay? And to remember what you're worth, to remember your self-confidence, that you have it, to remember that you're capable of using spirituality, your faith, during times of lack, during times of feeling like nothing is good or nothing is happening, right? 12th house being that spirituality and faith, surrender, letting go and going with faith. If there's situations of money right now, you had taken action already. This may be that you have to do it over, right? This may be that is a repeat of situations that have already happened, okay? With this placement is trying to show you you have that power, because Saturn is going direct, and it's not letting you be the victim of your suffering anymore with your power, or with the suffering of situations of work, or with your suffering of situations of whatever status that you hold, right? Your reputation. It's not going to allow you to be the victim anymore. You're going to take that leadership back, and things are changing and transforming. Things are even ending, right? With situations that no longer serve you, because Saturn is structuring. Saturn is placing you as the leader, as the boss, an authority figure within your life to get rid of suffering, to get rid of victimization, to bring in that faithfulness, to bring in that divine intervention that can just happen. You know, Gemini, you've been through it before. It can happen in an instant. It can happen like you just asking. 2 seconds later, it happens. I mean, you have Pisces in the 10th house. That is a beautiful thing. Use it. Pray. Use it. Ask. Ask God, source, the universe, to help you. If there are situations that are still going on, which a repeat can happen of situations with Taurus, money, food, situations of feeling like you're a victim or suffering, it can happen. You've been through it before. Use what is internal. Use that psyche. Transform that psyche. Okay? Nurturing yourself, giving self-love to yourself, being around your family can help. Being immersed into water can help. It can also be, I'm trying to think of anything else. Talking to your mother, talking to a mother figure, right? If situations are happening that way. This could also be that, you know, those opportunities and blessings just come out of nowhere, right? With clubs, groups, and affiliations, and you find the right answer. You find the right direction. Saturn being direct. Okay? Thank you, Gemini, for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Cancer. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at Saturn going direct in your 9th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the 9th house deals with your belief system. It deals with your dialogue that you have inside. Also, it can be considered the house of blessings and opportunities. The bigger picture is the 9th house. This can be education, higher education, 4-year degree. This can also be a situation of going abroad or long distance travel. The 9th house. The 9th house is also included with in-laws and grandchildren and grandparents. It can be media, publishing, legal cases. It can be teachers, preachers, and gurus. Religion is the 9th house. And with the 9th house activated with Saturn, this could have been a situation of you feeling like a victim within grandparents, in-laws, grandchildren, or suffering in some way, shape, or form with any type of opportunity. Maybe your psychological side was getting to you of thinking about, I have to build this. The bigger picture was always coming to a front with you. This could have been situations of beliefs surrounding death, beliefs surrounding loss, beliefs surrounding losing something, right? beliefs surrounding situations of the taboo, astrology and tarot, any type of situations of you. It could have been like using astrology and tarot, and you felt like you were always the victim, or always pointed out as this bad transit is happening again, right? Victimization with Pisces activated. Okay, Pisces is also transformations and endings, and this could have been to where you went through what I call spiritual poverty, of feeling like, where is God, right? It could have been situations of religious situations disappointing you, okay? Like you found out that the church that you were going to, they were embezzling money, and you had tithes ever so much. Right? I mean, it can work out that way with Pisces here. It can also make you feel like you're suffering in situations, that you're consistently having to commute to work, or you're consistently being asked to take a vacation because maybe either your wife or husband has to get away all the time. Examples, right? But, or it could have been situations of you failing out of college and now what, right? And feeling victimized. It could have been situations of maybe wanting to go to college, wanting to go to that 4-year and get a 4-year degree, right? And there was just no way that you could do it because of the situations that are happening. It could have been circumstances that had happened with grandparents, grandchildren, in-laws. Losses could have happened, right? Therefore, grief steps in. It could have also been situations of the belief that you had revolving around a boss, and that changed. Maybe you thought, you were valued within your workspace, and then all of a sudden you see that you are just a number like everyone else, right? It could have been that. But suffering, victimization was activated with Saturn retrograde. And it's time for you to step into your power. With Saturn going direct here, it can change the way that you're thinking about the bigger picture. It can change your psychological outlook in regards to that dialogue that you have inside of faith in yourself, right? Of having what you wanted, whether that be a job or going to college. This could be situations of Saturn going direct and having you take that spiritual retreat that is needed. Okay? I say that with humbleness and lots of love to you, Cancer, because I know that Cancers can get lost inside of their emotions, and sometimes it just needs to be let go. This could have been to where Saturn retrograde could have taught you lessons in regards to habits that you had and had to change your belief system in regards to those habits, right? Because they were connected to your emotions, okay? And that could be something that is coming to the light now with Saturn going direct, that you realize that everything was surrounding the belief system that you had, and therefore your power is coming back. Saturn has a way of giving you opportunities for authority when it's in the 9th house. And this could be a time to where you are given the opportunity to be a boss, a leader, a teacher, preacher, a guru, a professor. This could be the time to where you are given opportunities out of nowhere, like the divine comes through and says, here, because you went through so much, right? And it could be a blessing that is needed. That blessing can look like anything, honestly, with the 9th house activated. Okay, so I want to take a look at what Saturn rules. Saturn rules Capricorn. And Capricorn is in that 7th house. The 7th house is other people. It is contracts and affiliations with other people, collaborations. It can also be relationships relating to other people. Can be relationships such as friendships, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriages, doesn't matter. It can be therapists. It can be clients. Okay? And its connection with that 9th house is that maybe it's work and you're gaining more clients. Saturn going direct. Saturn can also place you in authority positions with business associations. You could become an owner of some type, right? With business associations activated in the seventh. Seventh house is also marriage. This could be a time to where your belief system revolving around marriage is changing. And the other person could be getting a job, or you could be getting a job. Sometimes we have society reflecting upon how marriage should be, right? And really, nobody talks about it. It should be just the way that you see it. And this could be a time to where your belief around marriage is changing. That you're taking your power back in regards to the relationship. And it can go one or two ways with that. You know what I mean? Because there are other things that are activated that indicate separation or divorce. Or this could be soulmates, two soulmates merging together. Okay? But I'm going to keep going. So this could look like, if you haven't had a job, that Saturn brings in a job for you, the right job. This could be strategy, planning, and some type of authority being pushed forth from either you being a teacher, preacher, or guru and associating yourself with that person to gain the leadership of your relationship house. So that could be like a marriage counselor. That could be a person that you're listening to online of maybe they're changing your belief system surrounding how to relate to other people, right? That could be it. It could also be situations of you just taking your power back with how you relate to other people, whether that's friends or the people you love in your life. Okay. This could also be changes to that victimization of, well, nobody sees my power, right? And you can gain that change of victimization from relationships. And that could be it. I'm going to look at Aquarius, because Aquarius is activated with Saturn. In modern astrology, Saturn rules over Capricorn. In traditional astrology, it rules over Aquarius. So let's take a look. So the 8th house is activated. And this is why I said that possibilities of divorce, right? But it would be your power being taken back, okay? Or any type of legal cases that are happening, or whatever crisis you thought was happening in regards to relationships or in regards to other people, or maybe even in work, right? That's changing. 8th house is transformation. Your psyche is there. 8th house is shared resources. 8th house is, like I said, divorces, soulmates merging together. It can be a Kundalini experience that happens. It can also be provisions from other people's resources or money, right? So I'm going to explain. So we have that 7th house activated with the other. And there could be some type of inheritance that happens from, I'm going to name the people. So it can be either your or their people, of grandparents, grandchildren, in-laws, right? It could be also the other person's father or authority figure in their life, inheritance. 8th house. Another situation happening in Aquarius is that Pluto is here. And Pluto is at 1 degrees. Okay. Pluto is transformation, endings, and rebirth. And Pluto is also the ruler over Scorpio. And it is in the 8th house that Scorpio rules. Okay. So Pluto could have had an effect of transformations that are happening with transforming other people's resources so that you can use them, such as finding indications of other people's resources over Aquarius, such as groups, clubs, and affiliations of the internet, of community. Okay, transformations are happening with Pluto activated. It can also have transformed you to live in a different community, or transformed you to be closer to communities that are required of the government. And I'm going to give you an example. They have income-based housing, or they have ways of, this would be over the internet, of you finding ways to use the government for shared resources. And you find these over clubs, groups, and affiliations over the internet, or the internet is talking about, the government in some way, shape, or form. And there's a transformation that happens in your life into using other people's resources. Does that make any sense? So this is going to happen for the next 20 to 22 years, okay, of transformations happening in the 8th house. And it could be that you had to use the government because you lost a job, or you had to get a grant of some sort, right, for that 4 year. And maybe it didn't pull through because of whatever happened with government situations. Or this could be a situation where you're capable of using a grant to get to the place that you want to be within that educational form, right? With Saturn going direct, it's going to change things for you to where you have access, and you will have access to other people's resources. The transformation of Pluto is activated. There's a rebirth here. And this could look like either you having to do it over, right? To do it, to get it, hold that authority within Saturn of doing what is necessary for that planning and strategy, okay? Or this just could be that enlightenment that comes through, feels like an opportunity or something from the divine of you having the capability of using other people's resources to do the things that's needed. And it could be that, like I said, something could come over the internet, or groups, clubs, and affiliations. Could even be the community, right? That they show you that you have that capability, and therefore transformations happen. Now, this could be, situations that happen over taboo, or astrology, or tarot, or esoteric knowledge, what have you, that you are becoming that teacher, preacher, or guru, and transformations of that is happening over the internet for you, okay? Because Scorpio, I'm going to show you, Scorpio rules the 5th in your chart, and that could mean that you go viral, or that could mean that situations of love happens, and it happens through not only you changing your psyche, but transformations of being affiliated with different types of apps, or different types of dating processes over groups, clubs, and affiliations, that you change that. So therefore, love is opening up for you. Marriage is possible with Saturn going direct, okay? I'm just telling you. Also, it could be situations of if you had decided to end that marriage, that you can get more from ending that marriage, if that's necessary for you, that your power is going to come back, that also you will be favored in regards to any type of legal matter with Saturn going direct. Legal matters are in the 9th house. Okay, there is no more suffering or victimization in regards to Saturn going direct in the 9th house. Okay, so let's see. This could be a time to where you are becoming a grandparent. All right, it could be due to your partner's children if they came from other parents. All right, this could also be considered that you're becoming that in-law. All right, and there could be indications of that happening, that your child is getting married. I'm saying these things because the 5th house is activated with children. This could be a time to where because you had taken back your power and gotten either the help that you need or had gotten a transformation of your psyche through the divine in some way, shape, or form, that your emotions are being balanced and you are capable of having a child during this time, okay? That you can become a parent, okay? From now until Saturn goes retrograde again, okay? I don't have that date. If you want to Google that date, you can. But there's a capability of you becoming a parent from now until Saturn goes retrograde again. I say this because 5th house children, transformation with Pluto, okay? And also Saturn is going into Aries, and Aries is your identity. And it's connected with your houses. It's connected with the 10th, with your status and the title you hold out in the world, which means that you could become a parent, okay? All right, so the same thing goes with grandparent, and the same thing goes with becoming an in-law, okay? And if you've had trouble with your children thus far, there could be a transformation that happens within their lives that changes the way that they interact with you. Blessings come out of the 9th house. No more suffering, okay? Because you were tolerant and let go and go with faith and also surrendered to situations, blessings come out. And if there had been situations with children that had been ailing you, that could change during this time, okay? All right. I also want to tell you too, if there was any type of situations where you were questioning your purpose, right? That's changing. That you're getting your power back, and that power could be coming from other people, and it could be coming from relationships, and it could also be coming from business associations, that you're going to figure out your purpose. I'm going to go to Taurus because Taurus is activated with Uranus. Uranus is the ruler over Aquarius, okay? So we're going to look at Uranus. Let me get another pen. Uranus is in the 11th house, and it's retrograde. So there could be some repetitiveness of what had happened with Uranus retrograde before. Okay, that was in Taurus. It's at the 29th degree, and the 29th degree is an energetic degree. Taurus deals with your self-worth and confidence. Taurus also deals with money. It deals with love. It also, because it's ruled by Venus, okay? And it also deals with food. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Mercury is retrograde. And I'm Mercury ruled. It deals with face. It deals with your self-worth and confidence, the value you bring into the world. Okay, and Uranus is going retrograde in Taurus at 29 degrees to show you your self-worth within groups, clubs, and affiliations, within the internet. It could be a repetitive thing that happens with money that's happened before with the public, but you know what to do. That you could feel blessed in regards to the situation, or that if there is a repetitiveness that's happening with clubs, groups, and affiliations of your self-worth, or of dealing with people. Uranus creates sometimes chaos within to make you change. Okay, so if you're feeling like this isn't worth it, or if you're feeling like situations are too much, that's that transformation of your psyche and belief system that's happening so that it can push you forward with structuring your leadership, structuring your power. Okay, so keep that in mind if that's happening, especially if it comes down to money, right? If there's situations of money being a problem in some way, shape, or form, look to Leo. Look to maybe children can help. Maybe a lover can help. Look to displacing those emotions to doing what you love. Changing the dialogue of, I love doing this and this is what I'm doing. Because maybe what you're doing brings you that self-worth and confidence, but it's hard to see it without making something of it. You know what I mean? Like if you had, I'll give you an example. I'm a good example because I've had a YouTube channel since 2019. Yeah. And I don't get paid. I might get paid $100 a year, you know? I do this because I love doing it. And that dialogue can change within you. Now, I have clients and stuff, yeah, that I get money from readings and everything, but YouTube doesn't. I got on YouTube so YouTube could pay me, right? And it doesn't pay me, so not well anyway, so. But that could be your dialogue, that you're going through that you've been doing things pretty much for free. Well, that stability that you've had thus far, which is Taurus, and that stubbornness that you've had thus far for you not to change the situation, right? To keep on trucking, to keep on going, to do the things that are needed for you to show your value to others and show you how you value yourself to others, right? That could be something that's happening again. It could be a repeat of that story within. Now, I do want to say too that because Saturn going direct can bring in those opportunities for you to make money with a different type of group, club, and affiliation. But that indication would come over through the media. Remember, Leo is connected to the second house, which is ruled by Taurus. Okay, so it would come through the media. It would come through maybe an indication of how to be valued, of writing a memoir or doing your hobbies. Whatever your God-given talent is, that's how you make money. Okay, and that's how you have your self-worth. This is just a little hint of how to find it within your chart, Cancer, okay? So Leo is what brings you self-worth. Being on stage, being in the spotlight, showing everybody what your value is, okay? Could be your children too. Your children could bring in some type of value or self-worth to you. So spending more time with children, having fun, enjoying life as much as you can bring in that self-worth and confidence, and it can change that dialogue, okay? If there's groups, clubs, and affiliations, because the 11th house is groups, clubs, and affiliations, it is your goals. It is the internet, socializing, the way that you socialize. If that is not bringing in happiness, leave it alone. Leave it where it is. Uranus is here again for a reason, to show you what is good for you and what is not. Okay. All right, Cancer. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Leo. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Saturn that's happening in your 8th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so Saturn going direct in the 8th house. The 8th house is considered crisis, divorces, soulmates merging together, legal matters, other people's resources, debts, taxes, government, grants. This could be healing of fears and healing of phobias. Banking, mortgages. This is also loans, bank loans, hidden knowledge, taboo topics, inheritance, death and rebirth, transformation, your psyche, investments, and long-term finances. With Saturn here retrograding, it could have made you feel like you were suffering within your finances or trying to obtain any type of help, shared resources, or this could have been situations of you getting deeper into debt. Self-sabotaging is Pisces. Pisces deals with transformation also, so there could have been some type of transformation to where you had to use the government in some way, shape, or form. Or this could have been having to get a loan. It could have made you feel like there was a crisis within your work sector. This could have been Saturn acting out as bosses or authority figures to where there was transitions between bosses and authority figures. Okay. This could have been also your psyche being activated by Saturn of trying to figure out how to plan or make some type of strategy using other people's resources. That thought process or your psyche could have been involved of how can I make my money make money, right? And it could have been over and over and over again. Psyche is also considered, your thought process, the inner you. And maybe you had been dealing with bosses that were overly passionate is a better way to say it, right, Leo? Oh, this could have made you want to be your own boss. And Saturn, with the circumstances at hand, Saturn was teaching you lessons of how to tolerate, how to deal with certain types of leadership. This could have been leadership within yourself with your own emotions, okay? To manage your own emotions. Scorpio is deep. Scorpio is considered the deepest water of the zodiac water signs, right? And with a Scorpio, you may have felt like giving up, or you may have felt like having vengeful tendencies, okay? Because that is Scorpio with the 8th house. With Pisces activated, forgiveness was something that had to be considered. Compassion was something that had to be considered. Surrender was something that had to be considered due to other people or due to the way that you were treated from those of authority in your life, whether that be, parents, or whether that be people that have certifications that should know what they're doing, but they lie to you, right? I mean, I could name a whole list here, you know what I mean? But Pisces does have a lot to do with disappointment, and you could have had to dealt with disappointment from people that should know what they're doing, right? And forgiveness and compassion, surrender, letting go and going with faith, transformation of your psyche had to happen for you to gain the leadership within. Saturn going direct. Saturn going direct in the 8th house could also help you obtain the necessary shared resources that are available to you. It can push you to have that motivation, to have that leadership, to have that strategy, to have that plan, to do what is necessary for you to obtain. Okay? All right, so I want to look at some of the houses that are activated with Saturn. So we have this in the Pisces house, of course. I do want to look at Capricorn, wherever Capricorn is in your world. Let me get another pen here. That is in the 6th house. Capricorn is ruled over Saturn, or ruled by Saturn in astrology, in modern astrology. And Capricorn deals with structure. It deals with planning. Capricorn is your power. It rules over that 10th house. So it has 10th house definition also of your professional life, of your legacy, of people of authority. Okay. It also deals with your reputation. It deals with the status that you hold within your life, whether you are single, married, single, a parent, a wife, a husband. It doesn't matter. It is the status, the title that you hold, a CEO or a laborer, right? So with Capricorn activated in the 6th house, Saturn has been talking to it of do one step at a time within your lifestyle. 6th house is your lifestyle. It's your health, your daily routines. It's self-mastery, okay? Service to others, organizing, detail orientation, and pets. So Saturn being direct is asking you to get further into any type of details that are needed in regards to whatever is happening in shared resources, whether that means that you need to get a mortgage, or you need to get a loan, or you need to consolidate debt, or you need to find other investments, right? This is planning for the long term within this 6th house of your lifestyle. It also wants you to structure your lifestyle in one way, shape, or form. And this could be a time to where something comes in to help you structure, okay? And that could be another person that is of authority that can help you, or this could be a literal Capricorn, right? That comes in to help you structure and plan. Or this could be a job. A job comes to you so that you no longer have to rely on the government or anything else for income, right? This could also be you having to structure your lifestyle of stop spending as much, or having to place authority within your workspace, taking over authority because maybe a boss left or something happened with a authority figure. Or there could be a position opening up, and therefore it helps you change your lifestyle, helps you change that professional life. Okay? Saturn can make things happen to show you your leadership. Transformation can happen from having to use other people's resources because of work coming in, because of a lifestyle change, because of a health change. There could be things within your health that you went through and you couldn't figure out what in the world is happening to me. Saturn is pointing to take authority over your health situation. You're the only one that knows what's wrong. You're the only one that can make things happen. Take authority over this health situation. is what Saturn is trying to show you. It can also lead you to the right people, the right doctors, the right nurses, whomever that can bring out the hidden whatever is happening with you, with your health. If you have no idea what is going on, they can figure out the hidden, because that is Pisces. Okay. So during this time, that could be an opportunity that happens for you out of the blue, right? It can just come from the divine, because Pisces is the divine. That's something that people have to remember, that there can be divine intervention to lead you in the right direction. If you are in the midst of trying to figure out what is happening with yourself, take time out to sit with yourself and be in the water energy, to listen, to have that interaction with God, source, universe, so that you can be led in the right direction. Okay? All right, Leo, let's look at service to others. Service to others being in that 6th house, it could be that working for other people will help you during this time, or just servicing others in one way, shape, or form. It could be also that you're a person that can make things happen for other people, that you have the necessary resources that other people don't know about, and you can show them how to use or actually do it for them so that they can get what is necessary. Service to others. Also, if you had been giving away your energy way too much, boundaries are necessary. With Saturn direct, boundaries are a thing, okay? And placing boundaries where it's needed so that you're not having to take care of someone, or so that you're not having to consistently be an authority figure for someone, right? You have to be the authority figure for yourself during this time with Saturn direct, because there isn't any more self-sabotaging. There isn't any more habitual habits, because that is Pisces, habitual habits, such as overindulging in drinking, or overindulging in drugs, or if you're affiliated in that lifestyle, getting it for other people, right? There's no more of that. There's boundaries being put up, and it could have had an effect on your health, okay? And there's transformation of you taking over authority of your health, right? And it could also introduce rehabilitation, because that is also Pisces. Rehabilitation, hospitals, prisons is Pisces. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the 10th house. Let me get another pen, because it's hard to follow whenever. Okay. So the 10th house is ruled by Taurus in your astrology in your astrology chart. So Taurus deals with money. Taurus deals with spending money. Taurus deals with your values. The value you bring to the world is Taurus. Also, Taurus can be homes. Taurus can be beautiful things, because it's ruled by Venus, right? And it can be Venusian things, such as jewelry, or any type of clothing. Can be merchandise. It can be food. It can also be face. All right. So Taurus is also talking to Saturn and Capricorn here. And this could be that the leadership, the power is coming back in. Whatever dietary things that you're doing, such as if you've been having trouble with food, you're going to figure out that food has an impact on your health. You're also going to figure out that food has an impact on your face, okay? Whatever food, drink, whatever you are consuming. Luxury is also Taurus. It can be things that you're using like creams and lotions and anything that deals with aromatherapies and things that deal with the senses. So smell, touch, seeing, right? The senses, tasting. This could be something that is having an impact on your health. So if there's something that you have to go back through and structure with food or with whatever you are using, there's something there. There's a hidden factor there. And this could come to light with the transits that are happening right now, because Mercury is making its way through Scorpio and it's going to hit a new moon, right? And it could come to light then, but it could also be because the 8th house is activated, by the way. But it also could be that you figure it out by, taking things away from what you had been using or doing, okay? Your power lies in this house. All right, for you to be able to structure what you consume and what you do for luxury. Your power also lies within your work facilitation of Taurus things. Okay, so that could be working from home, or that could be your power lies in dealing with finances in some way, shape, or form. Or your power is also there of independent money, because Taurus is money. It can be that your power deals with merchandise in some way, shape, or form, right? That is all Taurus things. Taurus is also what value you bring into the world, and whatever title that you're holding could be that value, right? It could be that what you do on a daily basis is the value that you bring to the world. I'm going to show you why I'm saying this. So we have Taurus set in the 2nd house with Virgo, right? Taurus is the 2nd house in astrology, and Virgo is in this house. Virgo is detail oriented. It deals with that 6, so they're connected. It's detail oriented. It's maybe in the professional sense, could be health, right? Could be dealing with any type of health, nursing, whatever, medical, any type of health. Okay. It's also, Virgo is cleaning. Virgo is dealing with pets. Virgo is also servicing others and organizing and detail orientation. So this could be something that you understand, that you bring value to the world, that you are a person that can organize and detail whatever is needed for money. And especially when it comes to shared resources, taxes, right? Debt, any type of 8th house facilitations, investments, right? You're really good at this. And you have to understand that you put forth the effort. And with Saturn going direct, Saturn's going to show you your power within how you are detail oriented with money. Okay. The same thing goes with the jobs that you have to make money. It's going to show you that you're capable of doing what is necessary to get done. That is Virgo, right? Virgo is also on the other octave of Pisces. And when Virgos live their life, it's more or less they lose their innocence. And this is you losing your innocence within money, right? Understanding the do's and don'ts, understanding the lessons that come with it, understanding the tolerations that come with it. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is you actually opening your eyes to the physical of what needs to happen. And you're going to take charge, because that's what Saturn does. Saturn takes charge. It can also bring opportunities for you to take leadership in regards to how you make money, in regards to your self-worth and confidence. If you had been dealing with some type of psyche situation, feeling like you're unworthy, feeling like the innocence was taken from you too early, that fear and phobia is going to change. You're going to take authority over it. It could have created those habits. It could have created some type of psychosis, okay, to where that's the only thing that you thought about on a constant basis, because you have Cancer in the 12th, okay, of your awakening, of getting deep down into those emotions with family, getting deep down into those emotions of an awakening, of opening your eyes to the real world, okay? So you will have that culmination of Saturn coming through to show you your self-worth and confidence, to show you how to make your own income and deal with your own income, okay? So within that 10th house, Uranus is there, and Uranus is retrograde at 29 degrees, which is an energetic degree. And it's talking to you in regards to your worth, in regards to your power, in regards to, is this title that you're holding good for you? It can also create some type of inside change, because it's working retrograde, which is redoing, revising internal, okay? And it's changing you from the inside out so that you can understand what is your value, what is your purpose, what is your power. It's going to provide this new you of looking at money in a different way, of looking at love a different way, of looking at how you bring value into the world in a different aspect, because it can create that chaos with you internal to pull out that power, okay? I do want to look at Pluto. Pluto is activated, of course, with the not only 8th house, but also with Aquarius. Aquarius being activated. Let me get a new pen here. In the 7th house, Aquarius is the traditional, yes, traditional sign that Saturn rules, okay? And it being activated in the 7th house with Pluto, there are changes happening for the next 22 years of how you relate to other people. It doesn't necessarily have to just be relationship based. It's also within business, okay, and clients. And this is how you relate to those clients. This is also how you bring authority to that clientele, or authority to managing how you relate to other people. Saturn is sextiling Pluto with this aspect here. Okay, so we have the 8th. We have the 8th and the 7th house activated. So it's giving you the capability of transforming how you relate to people over the internet, or people over in clubs, groups, and affiliations. It can also bring opportunities to you to show you how to use other people's resources through the people you relate with. Or it could be your partner or whomever you are with that is a significant other. They could have something happen that initiates a change a transformation. And therefore, that transforms the 7th. It could be anything. It could be that you see people going through situations of trying to find money, situations of trying to use the government, situations of trying to invest, whatever. And you and your partner decide to do the same. And it deals with finances. It deals with other people's resources of how to get and use. This could also be a situation to where because you were affiliated with a certain type of group of people, that you have opportunities coming to you to get those resources or to help other people use resources, right? This is also a situation to where it could be a father of a partner or a boss of a partner that helps you gain clients, that helps you gain shared resources, that gives an inheritance, okay? Because power is coming back to that 8th house for you, okay? This could also be a situation to where clients are having an impact with your shared resources, that you're capable of getting more clients during this time with Saturn direct, or you're able to find the right people necessary to help you. Okay. If this is dealing with love, yes, it is possible about, the whole divorce thing, because divorces are activated. It is also possible that you get a soulmate during Saturn direct, okay? But I'm going to tell you now that initially Leos have to hold their confidence and authority within relationships. And this is Pluto saying that is transforming. You're either going to do what you said you're going to do, or you're going to leave it alone, right? And authority is coming back into your psyche. And it really depends on whether or not you have forgave, or whether or not you had compassion for that other person, because Pisces being activated is 2 fish, right? Going in circles. So it can go one way or another. All right. I'm not trying to push that divorce and separation is there, right? Because Aquarius is detachment from. And it's necessary for you to detach ever so often from your relationships and relating to other people, because you feel that passion so hard. Okay, so thank you, Leo, for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Libra. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at the Saturn going direct in your 6th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. The 6th house being activated is your health, your daily routines, your daily work and employment, your co-workers, your pets, your service to others, organizing and detail orientation, and your self-mastery. This could have been a time with Saturn retrograde that you had went through a typical dark night of the soul, honestly, with the lifestyle change here of authority. This could have been a situation to where you decided to stop doing habits and self-sabotaging situations of your lifestyle, maybe spending too much money and things got in a crisis mode with your lifestyle. Or this could have been a situation to where health matters came to light because of a habit that you have. And a habit can be anything. It can be, yes, drugs and alcohol, but it also can be food. It can be anything, right? And this could have been a time to where you figured out that certain things that you were consuming wasn't good for you. If there was a health matter, there could have been hidden things of that health matter that nobody could have figured out. With Saturn direct, this is going to place you to where you're going to find the right doctors, the right nurses, the right hospital to go to, the right insurance to have for health insurance, the right ones, right? Saturn direct brings in structure, authority. It also deals with fathers. It deals with desensitizing. So there could have been situations with your health that you decided to let go and go with faith and surrender to. It could also be situations of your power, gaining your power back. And you could have made a health situation part of your status, because Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn. And it could have been a situation of, you know, I am, and then you place the disease there, right? And there could have been a change that's happening here. Maybe that health matter was taken care of, right? Maybe it was a situation to push you toward your faith, push you toward spirituality, push you toward surrender. Okay. Saturn direct is going to help you take authority back within your health situation. It's also going to help you situate your lifestyle to where you have it planned out and organized, if that is necessary, not just for a health situation, but also for any type of work facilitation. Okay, daily work is here. This could be that maybe you have lost a job, and Saturn going direct is going to help you find the right one. And you could actually see God, source, universe playing out behind the scenes. You could actually see an opportunity coming from the divine for work with Saturn direct. It could also be a situation that you needed more water in your life. Okay, you needed to drink more water, not just for health reasons, but also to keep structure within your mind's eye. Because the sixth house is Virgo in astrology, and it's ruled by Mercury. And fogginess comes in with Pisces here. Fogginess of the mind, your mindset. Okay. And for you to continue having any type of stoicism or any type of structure within your mind's eye, water was necessary. Okay. This could also be a situation to where Saturn was teaching you how to be a boss or an authority figure within your workspace. And maybe there's opportunities coming in for that to happen during this time with Saturn direct. Saturn can also help you strategize your daily routine so that it works best for you, rather than you having to put all the effort in trying to make things happen on a daily basis. Your schedule could be full, right? And Saturn is placing that strategy, that planning back into your world of you doing things that are important first, right? It could be also servicing others. Now, Pisces can be taboo or astrology and tarot, right? It can be mediumship and karma readings and things of the esoteric. And this could be a time to where Saturn going direct shows you that it's necessary for you to get within the ether, to get within the divine before anything else. having that routine of pulling cards for yourself, or using any type of divinity for yourself before you start your day. Okay. This could also be a situation to where you're doing this as a profession. And Saturn going direct is going to show other people that you hold that authority, that you are a professional. Okay. Saturn will also help you find the right services to give to other people. If you don't know what to do with your gifts, it can show you exactly what you're good at and push you forward. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. Self-mastery is here. So, I mean, I pretty much gave you the definition of self-mastery, but it will help you take back the authority and power within your lifestyle to show you that you have that power within, that you have that authority to get things done as needed with self-mastery activated. It can also help you if you're not a person that is very organized or detail oriented. It can push you to be an organized person. It can push you to be detail oriented in whatever situation through your lifestyle is needed. Okay. Saturn rules Capricorn. So we're going to take a look at Capricorn in the 4th house. And the 4th house deals with homes and properties. It deals with mothers, motherhood, mother figures. It also deals with not just mothers, but parents, okay? Nurturing your emotional body. It deals with your emotional belonging, your sense of belonging, and your emotional security. Whatever makes you feel secure. It can also be the past, right? And with Saturn going direct, it can bring up situations of the past to make you make a move with your emotional body, how to deal with and manage that emotional body that you have. And it could be necessary for you to do this on a daily, that at the end of the day, it's time for you to, calm down and rest of how many minutes or hours it takes for you to get back to your emotional body and manage it. Okay. It could also be Saturn making its move with bringing you a new actual home or property, or having to structure that home and property because Capricorn is here. It's also capable of showing you that you're able to work from home, right? And that it could be necessary for you to structure your lifestyle around working from home. There could have been a loss of a job, and it's necessary for you to find one from home. It could deal with you being a parent and having to take care of children, or it could be dealing with you having to take care of a father, right? Of a father's health, because Saturn is fathers and bosses. It is authority figures, okay? It could also be that you're having to make a lifestyle around going to a father's home to take care of that home, right? It could be that, or it could be Saturn showing you your authority and detail orientation with how to structure your home life so it actually works for you and your security and your emotional body. Okay. It could be also that you work in other people's houses, right? Because that can play out this way too. And that's something of a professional life that is an opportunity for you. It could be that it's time for you to be your own entrepreneur And Saturn is trying to show you how to hold that self-mastery and be your own leadership there. But this could play out in many directions, but Saturn is giving you your power back in your home life, whether that be you dealing with that health problem, or structuring that daily routine, or, showing you that you come first and that you are not a victim or suffering within an everyday life, that you yourself hold that power and you will get that power back. Saturn will show you this with it being in Pisces, because it does the opposite to that sign of bringing back beautiful things of transformation and endings of situations that have been ailing you, because Pisces is transformation and endings. Okay. All right. So I want to look at the 10th house. Let's look at the 10th house because it is connected to the 4th. Okay. Because it's in Cancer. And this could be a time to where you find out that you're becoming a parent. Okay, status is the 10th house. Status of your professional life, of like a laborer or CEO, or this could be status of your marriage, of single to married, married to single, or this could be a situation of status of being a parent or a grandparent, whatever title that you hold. Professional life is also here. Your legacy is also here in the 10th. 10th house is also represented by your power. Okay. And fathers are also here. It can be fathers or mothers, but it is the person that wears the pants in your family is the 10th. Okay. And that could be your mom, because Cancer is activated. Cancer is mother figures, the nurturer, the nurturing person. Cancer is also homes and properties, is your emotional body. Cancer is past situations that have happened. And Cancer is that, emotional security. So with this activation of the 10th house, it's showing you here that you can become a parent at this time, that structure is needed within your professional life because of your emotional body or being a parent. This could be the work facilitated within homes or your home, right, is here, being structured and strategically planned, holding that power. If you think that you have lost your power of being a parent, this is a time to where it's going to be gained back. Okay. I want to look at, let me grab another pen here. I want to look at Aquarius. Aquarius is another sign that is ruled by Saturn, but it's in traditional astrology. And Aquarius has Pluto within it. Now, Saturn will sextile this Pluto, giving it a harmonious aspect of transformation. Pluto is transformation, a rebirth. It can be also a death or rebirth, right? It can be like that. But Aquarius deals with the collective. It deals with other people. It deals with detachment, right? That is Aquarius. It can be innovative. It can be groups, clubs, and affiliations. It can also be friendships of long distance and older siblings, socializing in a big way, and technology. Hopes, dreams, and wishes is Aquarius. Goals is Aquarius. Okay, it's located in your 5th house. Your 5th house deals with lovers. It deals with dating. It deals with children. It deals with your God talent, your God-given talent and genius that you have within yourself, okay? That skill that has just come to you from the ether that you can use out into the public, because Aquarius is here. Also, the media is activated with that 5th house. Media and winnings of some type. Joy, hope, and optimism is the 5th. Celebrity, popularity, and recognition status is the 5th house, okay? Also, we do have on the other side of it infidelity. Infidelity is the 5th house too, okay? So transformation is happening here with Pluto activated. Is transforming this house to bring power back into your lifestyle. And it could mean, Libra, that you were meant to be on the internet, using the internet in some way, shape, or form or capacity in regards to your daily lifestyle. Okay? That could mean that you need to be on media with your God-given talent. That could mean that groups, clubs, and affiliations have a way of helping you or transforming that talent or skill or ability that you have to place you in the right lifestyle. Okay? That could happen. With Saturn direct, it can lead you in a divine aspect to show you where your power lies and how to gain it. It can bring in authority figures that help you. It can also show you that you're capable of detaching from situations that have happened that may had an impact on your lifestyle, such as if there were situations that happened with a friend or a lover or a dating situation, that you have the capability of getting your power back by detaching that emotional body from that, okay? If there had been situations with Saturn going retrograde, because it can make you feel like you're suffering. And if you're living with another person during this time, you know, the world isn't that great, okay? And you're a Libra, and you're trying to bring in that harmony and balance to situations of relationships. That is your deal. You know what I mean? You are a ruler over the 7th house of relating to other people and bringing in that balance and harmony to other people. And this could be a time to where you just have to detach from situations of, you know, things happening within your love situation, because your power is being brought back within your lifestyle and the way that, you know, you hold the power within the lifestyle that you're living. And it could mean that you're meeting new people. You're making new friends. You're enjoying life again. You're having fun again. It could be due to a winning that happened. Okay. Some type of winning of competition. Could be lottery tickets, could be anything that you had signed up for and you won, right? It could be due to that it was a lifestyle change. And Saturn going direct is showing you how you hold your power there, and that things can be different, and that you are the authority within your life. This could be also that work facilitation I was talking about from home. Could involve pets. It could also involve new groups and clubs and affiliations coming to you due to you using pets within your work from home. Okay. Groups, clubs, and affiliations are Aquarius. Transformations are happening within the 5th house for you. And this could be that maybe you're becoming a mother of some sort, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be with children. It can be with whatever baby that you're having, like a project baby, or this could be, you know, nurturing those pets, or this could be, and pets does not have to be, you know, the small whatever, because pets are both located 5th and 6th house. And this could be from, you know, a tiny pet that's smaller than a goat up to a horse or cattle. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. And this could be a time to where you're facilitating an authority or leadership within being affiliated with pets from home. Okay, that you could end up being a breeder, or you could be one that raises, you know, goats or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. Oh, this could be a time to where you go viral. If you are on the internet, this could be a time to where you go viral and you see your authority from that. And it doesn't have to be just, you know, the esoteric or spirituality. This could be that you go viral for whatever you're doing, okay? And that gives you the capability of being at home. Or it just consoles that emotional body of, you know, the power that's inside of you. Okay. I do want to look at Taurus. Taurus is activated with Uranus. Uranus is the ruler over Aquarius. So we're going to take a look at Taurus, and that is the 8th house. Taurus deals with the value that you hold, the value you bring to the world. It also deals with money. And this is telling you or hinting at making money with other people. This is shared resources, is the 8th house. I'll give you an example. That if you use pets, let's say cattle. I have cattle, so it's the only thing I can relate to, okay? So if you have cattle, you can facilitate using the government in some way, shape, or form to make money with cattle. Or you can use other people's resources as maybe like renting land of some type to have cattle. Something like that, or buying cattle from other people's resources. You know what I mean? So it can go back and forth, or investments can be cattle. Taurus is agricultural animals. It's also located with this whole circle that we're doing with Saturn, right? So Aquarius being activated in the 5th with pets is activating this 8th house. Okay. The 8th house deals with other people's resources. It deals with mortgages, banking, loans. It deals with finances. It deals with divorces, legal matters, crisis, soulmates merging together, healing of fears and phobias, grant government taxes, debt, death and rebirth, inheritance, transformation, your psyche, investments, long-term finances. And what this could be is that Uranus retrograde at 29 degrees, an anaretic degree, is trying to show you how to make money with long-term finances, or how to use the government. This could also be that Uranus retrograde is revising your finances so that you can have that money make money itself. Shared resources from other people do help you make more money. Okay, and it's trying to show you this. It's also trying to show you hints of transformation that can happen with your money if you were to invest with your self-worth, your individual finances, dealing with maybe merchandise, anything Venusian, because Taurus is Venusian, home, property, investing in land, right? If you were to do these things, your money can grow, right? Because we're talking about Taurus, which is money, okay? Also, capabilities of using the government in some way, shape, or form. If you have a farm, you can have, if you live in certain areas, you know, within the United States. Here, you can have like a drought check for having a farm, or you can have whatever, crisis that happens within crop grow because of, the government issues finances for those things if you have the insurance that covers it. You know what I mean? So there's certain things that have capability of you taking authority over that lifestyle of working from home, that lifestyle of a new professional life, being your own boss, that lifestyle of making your own money, right? If you're in taboo topics, this is included with this of making individual money with taboo topics. Maybe shared resources can help you. Using other people's tools or something like that can help you, of books or whatever, because you, in the third house, you have Sagittarius with philosophy and, getting that online course, you know what I mean? That can help you with whatever that's needed with taboo topics. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here, because it's indicating hints of how you can manage your finances and manage that self-worth and value that you have. You have value with finances and using other people's resources, and also dealing with psychological transformations for other people. You have that within you. Your psyche can transform during this time with how you are with your self-worth and your emotional body, and that can help push you to being that authority, or having that power within your lifestyle if it's dealing with that health situation. You know what I mean? There could be a legal matter that's needed to take place with the health situation, honestly, if that is the case of, malpractice or something like that, that you had up till now been a victim of your health, or that was your title, and you're discovering that that wasn't necessarily the case. You know what I mean? And this could be the malpractice legal case that needs to happen. This could also be a situation with Uranus going retrograde, of you thinking about, cutting ties with a partner. That is a possibility, that maybe it's just no longer serving you. That can be it, yes, because divorce is activated. But I'm going to tell you one thing, that with Pluto activates 8th house in everybody's chart because it's ruled by Scorpio. So, only you know the truth. I'm not telling you what to think or how to feel. I'm just telling you that there's indications here of that self-worth and confidence coming out of the 8th. Okay. An inheritance could come to you with Uranus going retrograde, honestly. That's pretty much for anyone with Pluto activated, but Uranus retrograde likes to create a chaos within yourself so that you bring upon the action that is needed. And the action that is needed is Saturn, of you taking back your power within the 6th house of your lifestyle. All right, Libra. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.